Imagine this, it's 1987, you're sitting on the floor, staring at your TV, holding a plastic jet. A robot flies across the screen, there's a flash of light, your controller vibrates, and then, bang! Your toy literally ejects the pilot, across the room, into your face. Your TV just attacked you. This wasn't a glitch. This was the future. This was Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future. A kids show that turned your living room into a battlefield, and somehow also became one of the darkest, strangest, most confused pieces of television ever made. So let's break it down, because this one really is nonsense. After watching a clip, I had a vague memory of this. The suits, the flying, the weird robots. But going back to it now, this isn't just nostalgia. This is a full-on identity crisis between a serious sci-fi war drama and a toy commercial that wants to launch plastic pilots into orbit. On the surface, this sounds solid. Post-apocalyptic future. Humans versus machines. The machines have already won, led by an AI called the Overmind, and its enforcer, Lord Dread, and humanity reduced to a resistance group led by Captain Jonathan Power. That's a strong setup. You can build something serious out of that, and here's the twist. They actually tried to. Because this is where the nonsense begins. This show wasn't just a show, it was built around a toy system, a thing called interactive television. And what that meant was, you bought a jet, you pointed it at the screen, and the TV fired back. The screen would flash specific light signals. Your toy would detect them, and if you got hit too many times, your pilot would physically eject out of the cockpit. Think about that for a second. This isn't immersion, this is assault. Be honest, did anyone actually own one of these? And more importantly, did it ever work properly? Because here's the problem, it only worked on CRT televisions. Too much sunlight, dead. Wrong brightness, dead. Slight angle, dead. You're not playing a game, you're gambling with physics. Now, technically, this show was ahead of its time. It featured some of the first fully CGI characters on television. Creatures like Sauron and Blaster. But let's be honest, ahead of its time doesn't mean ready. These things look like angry geometry, floating shapes, jagged movement, like someone weaponized a screensaver. And the process behind it? Even worse. They were layering effects manually, on tape, with almost no ability to preview it properly. There's a story that the main AI, the Overmind, looked like a washing machine having a breakdown hours before broadcast, and they just had to fix it and send it out anyway. That's not production, that's survival. Now, here's where things get interesting, because despite all of this, the writing wasn't messing around. This wasn't written like a toy commercial. This was written like a war story. You've got themes of brainwashing, loss of identity, human extinction, psychological warfare. This is grim. For a Sunday morning show, this is borderline illegal.
No way!
And leading that writing team, J. Michael Straczynski, the same mind behind Babylon 5, which explains everything, because what you've got here is a writer trying to tell a serious story inside a system that's trying to sell toys. That clash is the entire show. And then the finale happens. No reset, no safe ending, no see you next week. The base is destroyed and Jennifer, Pilot Chase, sacrifices herself on screen. This is a character kids were watching every week, and she just dies. No undo, no backup, gone. Imagine watching that. while holding a toy designed to eject pilots. That's not tone mismatch, that's tonal whiplash. So why did this collapse? Simple. It tried to be three things at once. It wanted to be a serious sci-fi drama, a cutting-edge tech experiment, a toy marketing system, and those three things do not coexist peacefully. Add in high production costs, controversy about violence, parents not loving TVs shooting at kids, and that's it. One season, done. But here's where the modern nonsense kicks in, because this didn't die cleanly. There's been a revival attempt called Captain Power Phoenix Rising, set years later. New characters, legacy connections, bigger scale. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? They even released a teaser years ago, and since then, nothing. Absolute silence. This thing has been stuck in development for over a decade, which is kind of fitting, because the original show couldn't decide what it was, and now the reboot can't decide if it even exists. So, what is Captain Power? A failure? A prototype? Or just something that showed up too early? Because if you think about it, interactive media, streaming choices, gaming crossovers, that's normal now. Back then, this was madness. And maybe that's the real takeaway. This wasn't just nonsense, it was ambitious nonsense. If you enjoy breaking down weird ideas like this, the ones that almost worked but didn't, hit subscribe and let me know in the comments. Would something like this actually work today, or would it just fail all over again?